husband locked away in chains. 15 years of struggle and pain. Kids taken away by a faceless form. She rises up in the darkest storm. Her voice touches hearts in a broken state. Podcast waves spark their fight of fate. Brenda's strength like a blazing fire. Inspire the lost to lift their desire. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear. A warrior's heart, no room for fear. Stand up tall, let no one bring you down. In her voice, their freedom found. Government shadows, secrets untold. Brenda's story, fierce and bold. She helps others break their chains. Together they rise from the ashes of pain. Her husband waits behind iron bars, but Brenda knows they'll reach the stars. Oh, her love unyielding, a beacon bright in the silence of the night. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear. A warrior's heart, no room for fear. Stand up tall, let no one bring you down. In her voice, their freedom found. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear. A warrior's heart, no room for fear. Stand up tall, let no one bring you down. In her voice, their freedom found. Freedom found.
Brenda's sitting by the window pane. Lost her husband, lost her name. Government's hands, they took her kin, but they'll never take her spirit's grin. CPS came knocking at her door, took her babies, left her sore. But Brenda's heart, it ain't for sale. She'll fight back, she will prevail.
Oh, hey, how's it going, guys? I was getting engrossed in trying to send this link out to a couple people. Not sure how's it going with everybody now. Yeah, I was thinking of, let me go in here. And I got one more thing I wanted to do. Oh, I know what I wanted to do, guys. Hold up. I'm going to make that smaller. Okay, so I don't know what you guys going on, but I'm trying to think of how I'm going to survive here without my husband and my children. Now I'm going to get an echo. Oh, here. Sorry, I had to turn that down. I have it on my phone. I'm trying to send. This is what I want to mention, y'all. We have a lot of warriors out there that unfortunately we didn't think we would have to fight this fight that we've been fighting. In fact, it was probably the last thing that we could ever believe that could happen to us, because I know there's so many good, wonderful parents out there. So it's good bad and good at the same time. Bad to know there's so many, but good to know, well, we're not alone. Okay, so that's what it's all about, is getting together. And if you all want to share some stories, that's fine. But today I just want to say, I was going to try to put that in the chat as well. I've been posting some things about Heidi. Heidi, you're gonna have to help me out with your last name. I could put it in the chat because I really am terrible at it, even though she just told me last night. But in any case, Heidi also in Florida, okay, and she's having some troubles down there in Marion County. Like I know, there's a couple others down there in Marion County as well. I mean, we're finding quite a few people. I mean, there's another woman in Palm Beach County. So yeah, everybody's joining in on this parent fight. But I just want to wish Heidi happy birthday, because she's 49. She's 10 years younger than me. And it seems like that's been the case all my life, is um yeah, it's either I have friends 10 years younger than me, or like in their 80s. It's just the way it's been. But in any case, I can't, if God forbid, if there's somebody out there that's like right around my age, Gunner, I don't know how old he is, but him and his wife are a cute little couple there, and they've got a nice show going on as well. So we've been trying to keep up. Danielle's had some good shows this past week. I think I missed a day there. I was saying I was going to do Wednesdays, but I think Wednesday. I'm trying to find who else is around at this time. I don't know. Is this a good time? You know. So hopefully this is working out for you guys. I mean, I don't know where you are and where's your neck of the woods, but it's been beautiful, wonderful freaking weather over here. I mean, I think it was about a month ago. It was actually before that freeze that happened or something, maybe longer. I planted this grass, and it was just like the days before that happened. It was so sunny, so warm, and then it rained. It was wet. And it was just a perfect thing to get this grass growing. It was right where I used to have my little chicken yard. Heidi, I'm not gonna forget to talk about you when you're not coming in here, because I sent Heidi the link, and she might jump in and say hi, because not only that, but that's where I grew the grass, and I'm telling you, it's the richest grass I can imagine I ever grew. I'm talking about the green grass, and I met Heidi. I was thinking about that not too long ago. Okay, we've been friends on Facebook and stuff, but a lot of times I'm new to this Facebook thing. Okay, I don't know the ins and outs of. People get offended if you unfriend them. I mean, to me, a friend in need is a friend indeed. So I just don't, I said it's just like, because most people I'm friends with, I have no idea who they freaking are, so how does that work? Friend, hey, we're just say most likely you're in the same boat as I was, because the people I friend are the people that are victims of the CPS and the crimes of the dependency courts and these judges. Okay, so when I was hoping that Heidi would come on and share her story. In fact, I could give her a call. She said she was going to call me back, though. She's having a pizza lunch. She's having a pizza party for her birthday. Okay, somebody's being real nice and taking her over some pizza, and so hopefully they're having a good time. I had posted the information about Heidi. I mean, like I say, she has you can that's what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to set it up, but let me do one thing, y'all. Nobody wants to join. I was going to try to send somebody else the link, but everybody's got something going on. Okay, but that seems to be the things. There's Heidi. There's Heidi now. I wonder why it's so quiet. Heidi, do I have this? Oh, okay, there you are. Did you know that I sent you the link? Because I'm doing a live and I'm talking about you and wondering why you aren't coming on in to the show.
I didn't know. I didn't have my computer on. I was eating my birthday calzone.
I told you guys. This is what I told the audience. I said, hey, she's having a nice lunch. I forgot. I said pizza.
Let me get
I
my
forgot.
computer.
It's calzone. But Heidi, I mean, you don't got time to talk on your birthday.
Get my computer.
Okay, well they can hear you. I mean, you could just let us tell us what's going on because you've been fighting for. It's been over 2 years, hasn't it, Heidi?
Today is 970 days.
So she's keeping track of the days, and I know that on your Facebook
Today is
page.
my 49th birthday, my third birthday without Salem, and I'm sure that he's not having a good day because it's his mommy's birthday, and he knows what day his mommy's birthday is. Every year he makes me beautiful things, and this is the third year that we're separated. I mean, well, the third birthday we're separated.
Mm-hmm.
And today happens to be 970 days.
And on Heidi's
plugging
Facebook,
my computer in right now.
You know how she you pinned that one video of your son singing happy birthday to you. I think that's so cute.
The duet I did.
Yeah, I like that he was singing happy birthday to his mommy. That was great. I mean, oh my God.
He sang to me. He always sings. He always sings to me.
And
I am thankful for that video. I am so beyond thankful for that video because he got to be the first one to sing happy birthday to me today.
Oh, exactly. Oh, and Heidi was expecting that I might sing happy birthday to her as well.
Oh,
I wish we
could. So I get one.
I will. She's already yelling at me. Okay, looks like Debbie Anderson's in. Hello, Brenda. Hey, Debbie, this is what we're doing. We're celebrating Heidi's birthday. Heidi, tell me how to pronounce your last name one more time.
What is it? Why is this thing? Oh.
How do you say your last name, Heidi?
Reinish.
Okay, Reinish. Again, I got it wrong. I don't know why. I have to write it down like the way it sounds. Otherwise, I won't. Like,
why is this thing?
Rhino. I'm thinking of a rhino, with the horn. Hey, Danielle. Hello.
Yeah, Rhino Reinish. That's a good way to remember
Danielle, you can come on in to my party. It's not my party. It's Heidi's party, and she's going to tell her story about Salem. And we can sing happy birthday.
I'll cry if I want to. Sorry.
Oh, Danielle, and you're not even in the YouTube thing yet, but you could be watching on your phone, Heidi. Can't you get YouTube on your phone and see what's being posted? Because Danielle saying happy birthday to you, Heidi. Happy birthday to you, Heidi.
I'm not listening to that.
She's not listening to that. Okay.
I'm trying to sign into this. Bringing Back Brenda.
Okay, so now if you want, did you get the link that I sent to the show, like the stream? It says something about restream. Yeah.
Wait, how do I get into the show?
Okay, so the last thing I sent you, I believe, was the stream for the show. You just click on it. It says something about a bunch of jarble that says, and then you just click on it. It says restream.
Wait.
Let me see. Let me see what I sent you.
Oh, studio restream?
Yeah. Hopefully that's the right one because I just got a new one. I think I did it to you. Let me look you up and see. I'm gonna look you up on my phone. Okay. Studio Restream. It's the one.
Hello.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna send it again, Heidi, just in case, okay? Because I just got a new one because that one might have not worked. I'm sorry. I thought it was keeping up. Oh, are you on?
I'm backstage.
Okay, good. All right, I don't have to resend it. Hey everyone, good to see everyone. And Danielle says, yeah, where is everyone?
You're the host. May add you to the broadcast at any time. Be ready.
Okay, so Gunnar said he's gonna be over there. Here she's coming. He's coming now. Yay! I'm telling you, this is the first guest besides Danielle that I had on my show. Okay.
I had to wipe the calzone off my face.
Danielle, you could come in too. And
hi, everybody.
Heidi turned 49 today. I I have to scroll my thing up and down. I can't see myself and you, but maybe that's a good thing. So I'll just keep it on you. Yeah, because
I
I
can see
literally
you.
had to send this to Chris's Facebook Messenger because you know why? All of a sudden I couldn't get into my Facebook on the laptop. I can on my phone, but somehow it threw me out. They will try to stop me, but I got it up on my laptop like just like I wanted. That way, if anybody calls like Heidi did, I was able to say, "Hey, what's up? Happy birthday to you." All right,
Oh
so
yeah,
tell
you
me
gonna
what's.
sing to me now?
Hmm? You want to sing it
You gonna
now?
sing to me now?
Okay. I thought Danielle might come in and help me, but it looks like I should do solo. I could put a little music in the background, but no, I'll do it. I'll do it live. Okay, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Birthday, dear.
Heidi. Happy birthday to you and many more. All right, bringing it back.
Thanks, guys.
Right.
Thanks,
Paula,
Brenda.
cry, okay?
Yeah,
And
because you'll yell at me.
yes, she'll have a scolding later if she breaks down right now. Breaking down on Brenda's back. And it's
So
not gonna.
everybody, that's my son.
Oh, see, she's got some really nice pictures in her house. I can
That's
tell
the
you.
that's the picture you always see in my videos.
See, and that's like one of those canvas pictures. That's why I was commenting on it when I was there because that's a really good picture and it's nice and
Thank
big.
you,
I mean,
Danielle.
I gotta do that. I gotta do something like that too. That's a great idea. Um,
I love
man,
them. That the one
and
where he's that one where he's got his home run. That's the canvas, and that one he took of me at Silver Glen Springs is another canvas picture. I love the canvas picture so much.
okay. Oh, see, Chris is calling in, but tell us about it. I mean, just go on. Tell us it's been over 2 years, right? So how old was Salem
Today
then?
is
Like 12?
so the first of April will be 2 years and 8 months. So today is 970 days of absolutely no contact whatsoever between Salem and me. I'll try to give the cliff notes if that's possible. I moved down to Florida almost 17 years ago to help take care of my aunt and uncle. I'm from New Jersey. It was a year after my father passed away, and about a week after my best friend Danny passed away. Danny was only 42. He had a heart attack. My dad had a heart attack as well. He was 67.
I'm gonna let you have the show.
Where did Brenda go?
I'll be here. I'll be here.
Okay.
I'm letting her have the show.
And about a year after I moved here to Orange Lake, Florida, it's a small poor town in between Gainesville, Florida, and Ocala, Florida, in Marion, and it's in Marion County, Florida. I was raped by a big black man that lives right a mile down the road from us. He portrayed himself as a friend to me for about a year. He acted like he was going through a bad divorce and stuff, and I did not have a romantic interest in him. He forced himself on me in March of 2010, and that's how Salem was conceived.
It's been a long road for Heidi. I mean, she's you can tell the way she used to look and the way she looks now too. That's why I was thinking about those pictures. Hey,
Thanks, Brent. So the police were that there is a police report for the rape. The thing is that after the police came and took my clothing and went to, when I went to the hospital, a rape kit was performed, everything like that. The father, Chad Dukes, he came back here and he grabbed me and he stared at me in the face and he told me if I were to press charges, he'd kill me. And he said that if he went to jail for it, somebody in his big family was going to make me disappear. His family is very known in this whole area. They've all been born and raised here, and they're all over Florida. His name is Chad Dukes, and his family name is Jamerson. It's Jamerson. They're known around here, and I'm a nobody around here. I know people from where I live, but I don't know anybody here. He's got so when he said he'd kill me, I believed him. When he said his family make me disappear, I believed him. I did not press charges. The detective back then, Detective Bowen, he urged me, practically begged me, and I told him I couldn't. Chad never wanted anything to do with Salem. Visibly never wanted anything to do with him. However, he stalked and terrorized us for years, telling us he'd burn our house down with us in it.
And then when you go to, like, you're trying to entrust in your local law enforcement and things like this, and things don't seem to go your way.
They never helped us.
Right, exactly.
They said he didn't do anything yet. I
Mhm.
said, so are you waiting for him to burn the house down with us in it? Are you waiting for him to kill us? He threatened us with a gun he has in his closet, threatened to throw us in the lake with the alligators, all kinds of things. Even when he hit me in front of my child, they wouldn't even let me press charges, and I'm disabled. That's a felony. You touch me, that's a felony. They didn't arrest him. It turns out that Chad's uncle is Sergeant Jerome Dukes at the local jail, Marion County Jail. And through this situation, I found out that he's got his cousin. His cousin is Leanne Mackey Barnes, Mackey Barnes. She is a local judge at Marion County Judicial at the courthouse. His other cousin is named Bruce Batts, Batts. He's a big time attorney who has offices in Jacksonville and Orlando, and on top of being an attorney, he's a preacher. Oh,
Yeah, me and Heidi can't figure out when somebody's a preacher as well as an attorney. I mean, it doesn't seem to really work out.
No, that's like oil and water. Or maybe fire and gasoline.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's ironic to say that. Sorry, I don't want to use a God's name in vain, but oh my God.
Yancey Burnett.
Help me now. So yeah,
Help us, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yancey Burnett is an attorney in Alabama who happens to be a preacher and an attorney. But you guys can investigate that on your own. That's an active matter right now.
This is our birthday.
So with our situation, my son had suicidal and homicidal ideations, which he was hospitalized for in Florida. It's called a Baker Act. In California, 5150. It's also known as a Marchman Act. It's when it's an involuntary hold up to 72 hours in a mental facility. My son had his first Baker Act involuntary hold in a mental facility at the age of 9 for suicidal and homicidal ideation. He had 2 more at the age of 11. Actually, he had 3 more at the age of 11. On the late night of July 31st into the early morning of August 1st, my son, right there, there's 2 little holes in the top of the molding that used to have 2 strong bolts that held his jolly jumper as an infant. The 2 bolts, I had just bought a sensory swing for him he's on the autism spectrum. He's verbal. He's verbal. He doesn't express his feelings or anything, but he talks. And he's very smart. I homeschooled Salem. He had a high school reading level by the time he was 7 or 8. I was sleeping here on the couch, and I had just bought him a captain's bed for his room, and he wanted to keep the bed. He wanted to keep the mattress that came with it. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace.
Mhm.
I wasn't happy that he liked the mattress that came with it. It was dirty and old, but autistic, he doesn't like change, and he was excited about the bed. So the mattress that came with it was right there on the floor, and his new mattress that it came from Amazon needed a few days to be able to lay on it. So we were camping out here in the living room, which wasn't something odd for us. We enjoyed camping out here in the living room as fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
watch the late night movies or something. We used to do that too.
It's just something different. And I also could tell that he was more depressed than usual, because Kevin Turner, the cop who falsely arrested me, he was supposed to stop by one day during the week, and he never did. He didn't even call. Another person that promised to come by never did that day, never did during the week. And the neighbor boy next door had been playing basketball with Salem, but he's a little heavy. He's overweight, and it was like 100 degrees that day, July 31st in Florida. It's going to be hot. And I could tell that he was annoyed, and he hurt Salem that day. Salem has the plastic rubber tomahawk set with the bullseye thing that stands up in the yard, and I kept going. I went outside a few times, and I could tell that Salem was getting embarrassed because Mommy's coming out to check on him, but you're playing with a 20-year-old boy, and I didn't like that. And I told Tank, his name's Lorenzo, but he goes by Tank. I told him, to go ahead and take a break, but he could see that Salem was disappointed, and Tank was not listening to me to take a break. And he undermined me and said, no, I'll play with him. And I was like, it's fine. Just take a break. It's hot out. The next time I went outside, Salem's eye was bleeding. He had a cut. He had a cut right here. I said, what happened? And Salem started saying something, and Tank said that he got hit with the basketball. You don't get cut on your eye. You don't get a cut right here on your eye from a basketball. Later on, they admitted to me that Tank threw the rubber tomahawk at Salem. Why is a 20-year-old man throwing a tomahawk and hitting and cutting my son in the face with it? Salem later on told me when he came in, and so then I said, okay, come inside. Salem was embarrassed and angry at me that I made him come inside, because he doesn't understand that a 20-year-old is not his friend, especially one that threw a rubber tomahawk at his eye, and he was bleeding and cut. And then Salem admitted to me that Tank had him stand in front of the bullseye, and that Tank was using him as practice and hitting him in the chest and face with these tomahawks.
Man.
So we stayed in the house, and we watched movies and ate, and then later on that night, I woke up to my son standing on his school chair with our dog's choker chain around his neck, trying to get the ring of the choker chain onto one of the bolts.
That's just a horrific thing to see. I mean, this is going to give you nightmares for the rest of your life, most likely. I mean, so yeah, you guys know. You can imagine the rest of the story.
I got up, and the elliptical was there in the corner, and The elliptical was there in the corner. I switched everything around the house the best that I could. I changed our furniture. I got rid of the couches and everything. He was standing on the chair. The elliptical was there. I balanced on the elliptical, 1 foot on the elliptical, 1 foot on the chair, and it's a computer chair. It's got wheels on it. I reached up with my hand. I grabbed his little hand before he could get the ring onto the boat, and I wrapped my arm around him. And I fell on top of Salem, and I was so scared that I hurt him. And I fell on top of him, and his face hit the floor. Thank you, Daniel.
Well, the thing is like your instincts, had you like do this very quickly. So it's
Had to. And Salem fought me. He fought me. He wouldn't let me get the chain off of him. He fought me. I finally got the chain off, and it's swinging all around. And I knew that it hit him. And he fought me. He dragged me across. He dragged me through the one room into the other room by my ankle. He fought me. He freaked out. He fought me. He was screaming at me. He's screaming at me that he wanted to drink poison, that he wanted me to run him over with the car. No, baby, no. We ended up in his room, and then he tried to lock me in his room, and I tried to go after him, and then he got out the front door. Thank you. Thank you, facts. Thank you, facts over lies.
So that's when he ran down the road, right?
He jumped over the side fence, and I came back inside. I grabbed my car. I grabbed my keys to my truck, and I don't even know where I drove. I don't know where I went. I came back home, and I remember sitting right here. There was a couch here, and I had my hand on the phone, and I remember I had my thumb on the 9. And what seemed like forever, I'm sure it was only a couple of seconds. And my gut was saying, do not call the police. They don't help. They don't help. But my brain was saying, you have to call them. You have to call them, because where's Salem? Where did he go? You know, like, what if somebody kidnaps him? What if he runs into the woods and you never find him? Where's your baby? You gotta call the police. You need their help, but they don't help.
Right.
I called 911, and Gomez showed up first, and my neighbors, and then another neighbor was walking down the street, and the neighbors were trying to help. The cops sent the neighbors away. And then on the body cam footage, the cops are saying that I seemed drunk and that I didn't seem like I was acting right. And they were saying, you know, if my kid went missing, I'd have everybody here helping. You sent everyone away. Anyone that showed up, they sent away. They didn't want any witnesses. His godfather showed up. They sent him away. His aunt showed up. They sent her, not his aunt, but we call her aunt. The godfather's sister showed up. They sent her away. The other neighbor showed up. They sent him away. And anybody that showed up, they sent away.
And he's saying the way you're acting. How is somebody supposed to be acting when this had just happened? You know,
I was in pure shock. I mean, I have a lot of the body cam footage posted. You can clearly see that I'm a mother that doesn't know where her kid is. And the cop tells me, Kevin Turner, who had been here over 20 times for Salem's behavior, Kevin Turner Baker acted Salem 2 months prior. He came in and he told me, you know, we're going to have to Baker act him. Yes. They found Salem within 2 hours, walking up the middle of a 4-lane highway barefoot with a pocket full of nails he found on the road. These nails are nowhere in evidence and not on any reports.
How did you know he had the nails in the pocket?
From the body cam footage.
Oh.
Salem handed the nail. He said, I have a pocket full of nails. He
Yeah,
handed them to the lieutenant.
got any weapons or anything, and he said, "Hey, yeah, I have this."
No. They said that he had to get in the vehicle, in Pope's vehicle, and he said, "I have a pocket full of nails." Where'd you get those? I found them on the road walking, because Salem had already been Baker acted 4 times. He knows he can't have anything like that. Salem knew he was going to be Baker acted.
Hmm.
They didn't have to tell him what was going on. So Salem voluntarily took the nails out of his pocket, handed them to the lieutenant,
Mm.
and the sheriff's office made them disappear.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I found weird things in those discoveries when after I found my daughter in these deplorable conditions. It's just like that's why if anytime you have the video footage, that's really a plus, because I mean, that's not going to be reported on paper. You probably have to go through that video and rewind it, go through it again, and say what's happening here. I mean, she's got the evidence, everything, and there's nothing to be said in a record about this. Wow, it's crazy.
Where, Chi-Chi?
Um,
Everybody, this is Poochie Chow.
Poochie would like to be famous, and
So
the
lieutenant is a black woman, April Nichols, and she is a lieutenant. On the body cam footage, everyone, she insisted Salem be Baker acted. As soon as she left the scene, and the child protective investigator for Department of Children and Families in Marion County, Florida, showed up. Ashley Hostetter, who had met Salem before because of his Baker acts, she got in cahoots with Kevin Turner, and they decided not to Baker act him.
For some reason, I always just assumed, I've never looked it up or anything, but I assumed like Baker acting would be for adults.
No.
Hmm.
No, children are Baker acts. Salem had 4 Baker acts. They have juveniles.
Okay.
It's anybody who is a harm to themselves or others.
Right.
And honestly, I should have been sent to the hospital because I was in shock. To be honest with you, I'm probably still in shock from this incident.
So were you able to see him or visit him when he was Baker acted?
No.
Was the Department of Children and Families have anything to do with
I don't know.
You don't know. Like
when he was Baker acted?
Yeah.
I don't know who sees it. I don't know what happens when they're Baker acted. I know that a lot of I think that social workers see them. I know psychiatrists see them. I don't know much what happens because Salem didn't tell me what went on in there. I've recently found out that they are very mean to people when you're Baker acted, and I've learned that they give them medication and that they use restraints.
Institutions where children are getting abused. I mean, it's probably just another form of abuse. Really, is all it is.
It is, and I didn't know that. I would have never allowed that to happen to my son. But Salem didn't tell me what went on in those places, and I understand why. And now I understand why he was so scared of it, but he never told me what happened there, and they probably told him not to tell me.
Right, exactly.
And him being on the spectrum, he kept it in.
Right.
He's keeping it. So the day all of this happened, it's on the body cam footage of Salem telling that the child protective investigator Ashley Hostetter said, we have to, Salem said he understood he had to stay somewhere for a little bit, and they said, would your father be somebody you want to see? He said, no, absolutely not. He said the whole family is very abusive. He said they don't feed me, they don't give me anything to drink, they call me names, they bounce me from house to house. He said after 1 hour they'll send me to some another house. She's like, what do you mean? He said, if I'm at my father's, they'll send me to his mother's house, to his sister's house. He said, and the sister is the meanest of them all. He told them how abusive everybody is.
Mm.
And then Ashley Hostetter is seen away from Salem with the cop saying that there is known domestic violence between the mother and father, me and Chad. There's no relationship between Salem and the father. She said, but let me call my supervisor and push it through because the father's got a right to him.
Oh, so this is kind of flipped around from what we were talking last night, because Darren was pointing out all these things against the men. But obviously when the man is abusive, and again, you said Child Protective Services, that's CPS. She's a CPS investigator, okay? Child Protect, they're supposed to protect, but they're not protecting. And they find who's the abuser and then place the child with the abuser. It just
he's a rapist and he's abusive. He's got tons of police reports against him of hitting other women. But he doesn't have any convictions against him. Well, why doesn't Chad have any convictions against him? Oh, uncle's a sergeant at the jail. Cousin's a high-time lawyer. Cousin's a judge. And we forgot the big one, Brenda. The case manager for Department of Children and Families on this case, Yvette Anderson, is the case manager. That's the father's cousin.
Can you believe this, guys? I mean, this is just blowing my mind. This is so messed up.
And when I submitted the evidence to the court, the judge struck it from the record. She said, I have an attorney. And all the attorneys I had withdrew from the case. They were appointed DCF attorneys. And every time I give them the evidence and I say this needs to get filed on the cases is illegal, the case manager needs to be removed from this case. This is a conflict of interest. This is illegal. They withdrew from the case.
Well, see, Heidi, that's what I'm saying. And Heidi's getting me some information so I could send this on to this federal attorney. And what we want to do is we want to make sure we have all the names of those attorneys. Because Chris, I mean, I had to go through all my paperwork and say, now, which attorney did Chris have first? Which was the second? Which was the third? Because he went through.
I'm on to my now since this last attorney has lied to me. This last paid attorney. Now I'm going on to my 15th, which might not be a 15th, which might just, well, I think, I don't know if I'm going to get it. I probably need an attorney to do things. So that'll be my 15th attorney to go federal.
Oh, really? 15th. All right.
We're on to 15 now.
Now,
Nancy was 14.
Well, how many was for like the dependency case when it went to court?
Okay. The dependency case, the first lawyer, okay. First lawyer, Diana Simpson. Second, Brian Shear. Third, Eden Martin. Fourth, Brenda Smith, I believe, but she was conflict. So she had a conflict because she works with the rapist lawyer, Shannon Reynolds. After Brenda Smith, Carl New. After Carl New, Chris Doty. After Chris Doty, Greg Brennan. After Greg Brennan, Lynn Buchanan. After Lynn Buchanan, Matt McHugh. After Matt McHugh claimed he didn't work in Marion County. Mm-hmm. After Matt McHugh, Jeffrey Harper, who purposely lost the TPR trial. After Jeffrey Harper, I was appointed to the appellate attorney.
Okay.
Eileen Tuckfield.
Okay, good, Heidi, because I'm just going to play this back later, and I'm going to have all those names, okay?
And then I hired Nancy for the appeal to the Florida Supreme Court, Yancey Burnett. So he's number 12. However, I get 14 because I included my two criminal attorneys. Mm. First criminal attorney was Andrew Pizzuto, $15,000. who completely sabotaged my criminal case. I reported him to the Florida bar twice. They opened up an investigation and then gave the investigation to a local attorney in Gainesville who decided that he didn't do anything wrong. Second criminal attorney, Jimmy Sparrow in Ocala, Jimmie. Sparrow like the bird, $20,000 on him, who blackmailed me into a bad plea deal.
Yeah, blackmail. They used blackmail on me as well during our case. And me and Heidi both have Florida cases, and which really isn't a far distance from where I was. I mean, I think actually you're, it might be an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes or something. But man, yeah, because and then the entire time you're talking about this one judge, or did you have any? What was
criminal judge was Anthony Michael Taddy,
Uh-huh.
who revoked my bond over a screenshot of my TikTok. And I spent 49 days in the Marion County Jail, and that's why, and that's why my mom was tricked into hiring Jimmy Sparrow for $20,000 to get me out of there. Jimmy Sparrow represented Justin Cheney, who had Salem alone with him for most of the day and night. The day this happened on August 1st of 2022. I said, Mom, I said, get your money back. I said, I can't have Jimmy Sparrow represent me. I said, he represented the cop in the case. That's a conflict of interest. She said, no. She said, he said it's fine.
I bet he said it's fine.
I said, how much did you pay him? She said, $20,000. I said, Mom, you should have seen the whole pod. I'm on the phone screaming at him, $20,000. I'm like, no. The whole pod's looking at me, and I'm like, no. And then she screams at me, and she's like, you're not in control right now. You're in jail. She's like, let me get you out of there. And I'm like,
see. And the same thing my son would do is like, he had to make a decision. Well, I'm locked up in jail. What's he going to do? Well, we already have this attorney hired. Why don't I give him some more money for my mom now?
Right. Worst thing you can do. And I'm like, Mom, get somebody out of Orlando for $5,000 and get me out of here. You got your She's crying, hangs up on me. I'm like, oh my God. When I had the pretrial hearing or whatever, when I was falsely imprisoned in there over a TikTok screenshot from the rapist girlfriend sitting in there. We have the hearing. There I am in shackles and everything with my broken arm in there. And this fat Humpty Dumpty loser, Jimmy Sparrow, he's in court and he hears all the cases. He starts walking away. And my name's not even called. Then my name gets called, and thank God he's still in the courtroom. And I said, is that my attorney? Can't make this up, guys. The guy was just paid $20,000. I had to say, is that my attorney? And everybody's looking like, what's going on? I said, is that Jimmy Sparrow right there? And he fumbles over himself and he goes, oh, I'm sorry. He goes, Your Honor, I do have one more matter to attend to.
Glad he could fit you in.
For $20,000?
Yeah.
They rescheduled my hearing for another 6 weeks out or something. And then everybody just walked away while I sit in there over a screenshot of my social media.
Yeah, that's what one time there was a hearing, for the children. I sat through all these different cases. I think they're probably all dependency cases. I can't really remember. But I was sitting in the hallway for a little bit. It took all day, hours and hours I'm talking about.
They don't care.
Finally, when I went up in front of Judge Jennifer Johnson, she's like, oh, I'm going to recluse myself. Well, why did you wait till the last freaking person to call me up? Couldn't you have done that right at the beginning? Oh, I wanted to tell you in person. Well, God, thank you. Yeah. I was just like, oh, my God.
You know, and I've told you before, I mean, okay, so everybody should know that social media, freedom of speech. The thing is that a screenshot of my TikTok, a screenshot, you can't watch anything from a screenshot.
What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Am I correct? Are you freezing up?
No. And there's a Florida statute that says so that no social media can be held against anyone in a court of law. So I spent 49 days in jail and got blackmailed into a plea agreement of 3 years probation, felony. They knocked it down from a first-degree felony of aggravated child abuse to a third-degree felony, adjudicated guilty. But it said peaceful, nonviolent contact with Salem. When I got out, DCF said, we're not going to let her see him. You can't do that. That's a breach of contract. So I shouldn't be on probation, right? But I am on probation. And then 3 months later, they bullied me through a termination of parental rights trial, a TPR trial. Everything about my case has been completely unlawful, no due process, totally illegal, totally unconstitutional. Every right has been violated towards me and my son, and I have been fighting mercilessly. I have made complaints to every agency you can think of.
Right, exactly. And then I've done the same thing throughout almost 9 years. And then they'll turn around and say, "Hey, what? Don't call here. You're harassing us." What? How did this turn into harassment when I'm trying to find out some information as if they're going to pursue these crimes that these people are committing, or they're just going to sit back and twiddle their thumbs?
Oh, and then the judge, Stacey Morris Humans, a dependency judge in Marion County, that terminated my rights unlawfully. She put an illegal restraining order against me because they said that I tried to run Salem and the father over with my vehicle. Wouldn't I have gotten arrested for that, for attempted vehicular homicide?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So again, they just make up things, whatever fits their agenda along the way.
Yeah.
Oh, this
guys, I do have a hashtag. Get Salem to mommy. It's GETSALEM 2 mommy, MOMMY. And then there's my Facebook, Heidi Reinisch. HEIDIREINISCH. And it's a picture of me and my son. And my TikTok is HEIDIR662. And I have a petition for change.org. It's change.org / Get Salem to mommy. And I really appreciate you having me on the show. And this is the best birthday present I could ask for today.
Yeah.
Is awareness. And hopes that the right person will see and help get Salem and Sage and Chris home to us.
Yeah, and that's out to everybody out there. Hopefully that what's going on with Danielle rubs off on our other kids and get them back to safety. So yeah, Danielle, if Heidi, you can
thank you for the birthday wishes, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I expected, usually we have more people here too, but this was.
We don't know how many will watch.
But everybody can watch later too, and we can play this over and over again, and hopefully one day we could show this to Salem and Chris and everybody. So
not hopefully. They'll be home with us. They're gonna be home with us in just a blink of a moment. We claim that.
We got to keep it positive, And you're right. It's this is ours. We're gonna take back what's ours. Period. You know, that's what's gonna happen.
We haven't lost them and they haven't lost us. We will never stop being their mothers. Those are our kids and your husband, and they'll be home in just a piece of a moment. God says so.
Yep, it's true. It's
I
true.
love you,
It's just so
Brenda.
nice that would you know, we could share our stories and just know that you know, everybody's not nobody's alone out here. We're all banding together with whatever struggles you guys are going through. And like I say, if Brenda and Heidi can get through it, so can everybody else. And just don't lose the faith. And on that note, so any last words? Sometimes we do last words, Heidi. My last word is happy birthday to Heidi, and let's pray that her next birthday will be celebrated with her in Salem together. Okay. All
And
right.
God, I want to thank you. I want to thank you that we're here. I want to thank you for loving us and protecting us through this. And God, I know you've got this. I know you do. And keep your loving arms around us and your protection around our families, around our children, around all the missing, stolen children. I know that you've got us all. Keep them knowing that they're loved and that they will be returned to their loving families and taken care of. Don't let them be scared.
Yeah.
In Jesus' name, Lord, I pray to you. We all do.
Yeah.
Amen.
Thank you, God. Amen. Yeah, this if anything good came out of me being in jail, it was this lady, she'd come and we'd do a little church thing going on, and we used to sing this song, whatever it is, God's got it. Whatever it is, God's got it. Whatever it is,
God's got it.
and I think that's all I know.
Well, then that's all we'll sing.
That's it.
Whatever it is, God's got it.
Okay, now we're gonna hope that Gunner plays us out of here, or whoever might be in the back room. Thank you to Heidi for joining, and thank you for sharing your story, and praying for all of us as well. All right.
Thank you, everyone. I love you, Brenda.
All right, love you too. Okay, guys, I'm signing out. Danielle, I think she's got a show coming up today, as well as usually the late night show. I don't have the schedule, guys. Look it up. There's no schedule. That's the problem. Okay,
That's okay.
guys. Okay, come on, Darren, get it.
Echoes of laughter, whispers of care. She plants hope in each day's light. In the darkest hours, she finds her fight. Neighbors pass, they cast their glance. Whispers say she don't stand a chance. But Brenda's dreams, they never fade. In her eyes, the dawn's parade. Sun will shine through clouds and rain. She'll mend the broken, salve the pain. For every loss, there's a new gain. Through every downfall, she'll remain. Sun will shine through clouds and rain. She'll mend the broken, salve the pain. For every loss, there's a new gain. Through every downfall, she'll remain. the broken, salve the pain. For every loss, there's a new gain. Through every downfall, she'll remain.